earn money from farming without being the one who does all the farming job, or without even knowing anything about farming and agriculture. And I want this to be as easy for you as possible, being that I know some of you, this is your first time of being here. This is also your first time um, of hearing something like this. And some people actually are wondering, is there really anything like this? Please, to help us reach more people, kindly copy the link of this YouTube video and the Telegram live, and share with your loved ones, share with your friends, and let them know that we are live now and that we are audible. This event is not going to be a waste of your time. This event is going to be very valuable for you, and I want you to give it all your attention. Take away every distraction, no matter what you're doing. Take away every single distraction right now, and make sure you give it all attention. Before we proceed, quickly, let us know where you're watching from, and if you're watching alone and all that, let us know. This evening as well, you have the opportunity to win a plot of cassava farm. We're going to have 3 winners this evening. I'm going to share the criteria as we proceed. I have just a few minutes to do this with you, and after that, I will call it a day. Okay. Thank you so much once again. Help us share this link. Share it again and again and again. Please, admins, help us share this link as well on the Telegram channel. Share it multiple times. Let people see that we are live already. Now, my name is Emeka, as I've already told you earlier. And my main goal this night is to help you see how you can make money from farming and agriculture, doing the barest minimum or doing almost nothing at all. Now, it's not as easy as it sounds, but of course, nothing is easy unless that somebody has already made it easy. For example, let's talk about some of the things that we all understand and we all are conversant with, things we use, all right? Let's say camera phones. You have your phone right now with you, which I believe you have some of your pictures right inside that phone. But your pictures are in that phone many, many years ago, let's say 50 years ago. It would be utter madness for someone to suggest that you could have your pictures in a phone taken with that phone. I mean, there was no phone even. It was totally impossible. Nobody thought of it. Nobody even expected it, until some people took their time, worked on it again and again and again, had several failures. We don't know how many failures they had over the years, until now. Some people actually do not buy cameras, they buy phones. All right, there are some iPhones you get, and it's way better than some dedicated cameras. So that tells you that though it's now easy that just with a click, you didn't go through all the technology, you didn't go through all the headache, you didn't go through all the hassles and the failures, just a click on a button and boom, you have a picture on your phone. That's how easy it is for you. But does that mean that getting there was easy? No. So everything I'm going to share with you tonight is going to be easy. It's going to sound very easy. It's going to sound very straightforward. It's going to sound too good to be true. I have to warn you. But it's still true. Whether it's too good to be true or not, the truth remains the truth. And it's not easy because it's easy generally. It's easy because some of us have taken time to work on it, have taken time to go through the stress. Many of the things I'll be sharing with you, I lost several millions, tens of millions to actually come to actually get those information. And I'm not sharing it because I don't have any other thing to do with my time. I'm sharing it because I believe you need to know. And maybe there are a few persons, maybe there are 2 or 3 persons who were like me many years ago, who wanted to know, how else can I farm? Right? How else can I make money from farming and agriculture, and never were able to figure that out until I saw this. Okay? Are you ready for this? If you're ready, type ready in the comment section. Type ready, 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 ready. Fill the whole comment section with ready, and we will get to it. If you're ready, just type ready, 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 ready. Go on, go on, go on, go on. Those of you on Telegram, I see you. Those of you on YouTube, I see you as well. Okay. Amazing. So I'm going to stand now so that I can express myself the more. Okay? So, few years ago, just a few years ago, I started my journey into agriculture and farming. And my goal was to see how I could make money from these things. So we started a project. It was a massive project. And this project, our goal was to plant, in 5 years, to plant 1 million palm trees. That was what our intentions were, to plant 1 million palm trees in 5 years. I remember us starting that with so much enthusiasm, and it felt like we knew we were going to hit this. In less than 2 weeks, we had 10,000 palm trees already. We're already nursing 10,000 palm trees in 2 weeks. So you can see, that's an amazing result. In 2 weeks, 10,000 palm trees, that's awesome. But the problem was that our goal was 100,000, and 100,000 of palm trees that grew within 2 to 3 years at most. Now, let me explain something to you about palm trees. Palm tree is simply, should I say, the only thing that I saw at the time that could spin several millions of dollars for you per month and yearly. In fact, when we finished our estimate, we're looking at $20 million per year. I'm using dollars because of what it meant to me at the time. So you can put that in perspective. That's over 30 billion naira. So we're looking at that generational crop that every year you can earn. You earn this year, you earn next year, you earn every year for the next 50, 60, 70 years. We had done our research. What is palm oil used for? How valuable is palm oil? We had seen that Nigeria is still importing palm oil. We are 50% deficient. We don't even have enough to consume. You know, we can look at the whole thing and say, wow, there's so much palm oil in Nigeria. We have palm trees everywhere. It's true. We have the potential, but we don't have enough to take care of ourselves even. Everything we do is even majorly consumption. We've not even gone industrial, like let us use the palm oil to produce things and all. We've not gotten there. You see that? So I was looking at that opportunity because there was a study and a report that I had read and stumbled upon. So we started. And there was this palm estate by Wilma. All right? The palm estate by Wilma was really a good one because what the palm estate by Wilma was going to do for us was that Wilma was the only palm estate that had that species that grew between 2 to 3 years. They were all dwarfs, and they were producing almost every month of the year, and they were producing heavily. So we looked at their net worth, we looked at everything. Wow, Wilma is so rich, and they are situated in the same state that we wanted to situate our own, and it's a foreign country. It's not even a Nigerian, it's a foreign company. It's not even a Nigerian company. So we said, this one, we're going to do it too. I mean, why shouldn't we? And we went to their nursery. We did some payments, and they started giving us seedlings. The ones that grew around the palms. You would think, this one now, this palm tree, how long did it take to grow? 3 years. 3 years. Wow, amazing. The fruits has fallen here and it has germinated. Give me the seedlings. So we started packing those ones. We got 10,000 in 2 weeks. We have started nursing them. When we did further research, this is years back, and realized that the moment we plant them, they will return to the parent seedling. What that means is that normally palm tree takes around 8, 10, 12, 15 years to start producing the normal Nigerian stubborn palm tree, the one you know. That's what it takes. Now, we were taking this, which was already modified. The seed had been altered. They had worked on it. We were taking it and we were nursing them, thinking that it will give us the same result they had, not knowing that it will return to the. So our 3 years plan was going to, I'll be telling my grandchildren now, like, see, do you know that we pick seedlings, we planted them? You know, that's what would have happened. And long story short, we got that and we discarded everything, all 10,000 of them. I mean, that was the first phase of the project was 100,000 pounds, all 10,000 of them. So we now said, okay, now let's go and get the right seedlings. That was when my eyes opened. We went to get the right seedlings. We went there, did our research, spoke to this Nigeria, is an organization in Nigeria. It's federal government owned. We spoke to them. They have all manner of seedlings. I think NIFO. You can still research NIFO. NIFO had all manner of seedlings. We went to speak to them. At the time, NIFO was selling one of those for 300 naira. That was extremely cheap. That's if you want to buy the one you will plant. Then if you're going for the other one, it's around 500 naira. And we did the maths by 500,000, by 130,000 that we wanted to plant. And boy, oh boy, it was in millions. We did the calculation around, at the time, 30-something, 50-something million was the cost. We also did a calculation for what will it cost us to do the land preparation. We discovered heavy money. Several millions again. We did a calculation. Okay, how about land? Land was already available at the time. At the end of the day, we saw that to plant this kind of farm, it's going to cost us nothing less than at least 50 to 80 million. Is it lucrative? Can we all say, wow, if I have 100,000 pounds, my life will change? Yes. Can you take 50 million? I mean, you're listening to me right now. 50, 30, 40, 80, 100 million and do that. And that's because that's even cheap because we had the land. If there's no land, you should be looking at about 200, 300 million to plant that. Will it eventually give you millions of dollars per year? Yes. But can you start it? The answer is no. That was where our problem began. And I started thinking, how else can we do this, make money from it, without having to go through all this stress? I'm a product guy. I'm a businessman who believes in selling daily. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I believe in making money from business daily. I didn't learn business the other way. I learned business by selling daily. I grew with my auntie. What we do, everything we do, we sold daily. We made money daily. So it became a thing for me that every business I do must pay me daily. But if farming can be a business in Nigeria or in Africa, it has to pay us daily. If not, the young people or the older people, everybody. I mean, look at it. Let me put this in perspective for you. A farm, just small farm that you want to plant that can give you maybe 2, 3, 4 million will take nothing less than 500,000 to 1 million naira plus 12 months waiting period. You understand what I mean? So now everybody knows how lucrative farming is. Nobody wants to wait. You get that? So it's not that the young people do not know that farming is lucrative. It's not that the older people do not even know that farming is lucrative. Everybody understands how lucrative farming is. But how many people really have the time to wait? How many people really have the resources to plant? How many people have the money to tie down for 1 year? And how many people have the time to be going to farm, to weed it, to take care of it and all that? And you know, one of the things we call people who have understood what we are saying, we call them lazy farmers. Because I was one of them like that, not because I didn't like the idea of farming. I just needed to know, is there a business side of farming that allows people like me to make money from farming without having to go through all these routes unless I really want to? Let me give you another idea. If I have good money to plant a farm, it has to be that I have other money to survive with. Am I correct? It's not taking all the money I have and putting it in farming. No. It means that, okay, now I've planted a farm worth 10 million. I can wait. I will not die before the farm matures. Are there other things we can do? So I started asking those questions. What do other people do as business? If Papa Ekene goes to the market today He's going to sell shoes. He's going to make profit. He's going to have money. Me, if I plant farm today, I will wait for a long time. Is there no way I can do farming and yield profit in short period of time? At the time, I was thinking 1 week. I was thinking 2 weeks. I was thinking 3 weeks. My very old video, somebody brought it up to me. I said, you said 1 week. I said, God, leave that, We're not doing what we found. This one that we found, which I'm going to share with you tonight. So we devised a strategy. We found a way to own farms without going through all the farm stress and struggle that other people go through. Okay. Now, if you've heard everything I said and you're ready to hear the other things I'm saying, please indicate right now, I am ready. Just indicate I am ready, and I will dive into what I discovered and the strategy that we've been using, which I promise to share with you for free. Are you here? So type I am ready, and I will get into it immediately. Okay, type I am ready, ready. Why is the live video still showing me sitting down? Okay. All right. Those of you who are on Telegram and those of you who are on YouTube, I think it's lagging from YouTube. Okay. It's network issue. It's not our fault. Okay. Just manage this one you're hearing. Now, what did we discover that gave us the boldness to say, listen, this can be done? What did we discover? What did we find? We had to think back to a time, because I grew in a local government called Boki in Cross River State. At the time, what happened was when someone, like most of us, there's a general terminology that is called strangers. These ones are strangers. It was a general term. So when they say strangers, you know that the person is not from there. You might be from Cross River State, but if you're not from that locality, not from that local government, you're called a stranger. And that was a general term that everybody understood. Strangers came into this place like us, and you don't have land, you don't own lands there. First, there's a culture that allows you to get land and plant and farm on it, but majority of people, especially people from my area, wouldn't want to do that. But there was another thing that I saw. It was scanty. I think all my stay there, I saw for cassava, I saw about 5 or 6 persons do this. And I discovered that they made a lot of money in a short period of time. I picked it. I went back to that. Then I saw people do that with palms as well. The one I saw people do it with more was cocoa at the time. It was very rampant with cocoa and all that. It was unspoken. It was not a business strategy that anybody invented. We just grew up seeing it. So I said, okay, what was that? I saw somebody, let me use an example, Ogima, just came from another place and met this woman and says, Madam Joy, please, I know your cassava farm is large and you planted it so time. I want to buy it from you. And Madam Joy, her children are 3 in number, because Madam Joy is a peasant farmer. She doesn't care about hiring other people for labor. I didn't see anybody hire anybody for labor in this place, apart from clearing, even clearing itself. It's her children that will go to that farm. So we used to laugh at our friends like they go to farm every day. I wasn't going to farm. I was just going whenever I wanted to do 1 or 2 things. But that everyday farm, it was them because they were the workers of the farm. Madam Joy has 3 children who don't want to go to the farm every day. They don't care about the money, they just want to take more time and rest. But Madam Joy has planted the farm. Mr. Emmanuel did not plant the farm. Mr. Emmanuel comes when the farm is mature and tells Madam Joy, how much will you sell your farm to me? Then Madam Joy sits down and says, so if I sell to him, I will not have to go to the farm 8 times to harvest. I will not bear the loss of the crops rotting. I will not have to be looking for who to sell to. My children will not stress. I will pay my children's school fees now. Then I can get bulk money and use it to roof my house. Okay, Mr. Ima, give me 300,000 naira for this cassava farm. Mr. Emmanuel goes ahead and negotiates. They now reach a price and Mr. Emmanuel pays. Mr. Emmanuel goes out, hires laborers, puts them in the farm to harvest, and he monitors it. And they harvest it, they process it, they bring it out to him, turn it to gari, turn some to fufu, and takes it to wherever he wants to sell, sells it, and makes money. So Mr. Emmanuel left his house and told the wife, I am going to do farming. And the wife will be thinking, okay, and say, and this farming, I'll finish it in 1 week. The wife will be thinking, how? Mr. Emmanuel has owned the farm, ran the farm, made profit from the farm without planting, one, without waiting 12 months. In fact, he didn't even wait 2 weeks. No. Without doing any of the things that normal farmers do. He didn't stress. He didn't have sleepless nights. He didn't do pest control. He didn't have land. He didn't even have good money to plant in the first place. He just had small money. He didn't get laborers. He still doesn't know anything about farming. Who is understanding what I'm saying? Please, if you understand, say, I understand. He doesn't know anything about farming. And yet, Mr. Emmanuel now just owns a farm. Isn't that amazing? Mr. Emmanuel owns a farm without doing any of this. So I started thinking, I said, is this even possible that we can do this again? Now we went out for cocoa, we saw the same thing. There are people who own cocoa in these places that they never planted. There's a young man I saw, he grew in wealth. I was younger then, and I saw this happen. I saw somebody just comes in, he says he's on his palm oil, and I had a cousin who did palm oil, started palm oil at the time with 15,000 naira, and in 6 months he has made hundreds of thousands. I saw things happen like this. So I started flashing back. I said, is it not me that is dying in the farm? Those of you on YouTube who are struggling to hear, please, if you go back to Telegram, you'll be able to follow us live. You'll be able to join. Please, sorry about the network issues with YouTube. Kindly join us on Telegram if you're struggling on YouTube. And, everybody was watching it. I saw this happen firsthand. And I started thinking, these are the opportunities we can look at. I said, okay, let's try, including timber. Like every business, every starter, you have failures to talk about here and there. The only reason why you succeed at anything is that you probably have failed at it before. It's just the rule of life. Many times, when people have never failed, they never succeed. It's the truth. So, we started, I remember the time we wasted money for the palm oil, in case you don't know. We started the timber thing. There's one of my videos where I was sharing it, and somebody was like, is this possible? I lost 14 million naira in timber. There was no kind of lies I didn't encounter. No kind of deception I didn't encounter. Which, when we did some of these things, tried the cassava, tried all of them, we realized that this is untapped. The only issue we had was this, that if a lot of people can learn how to do this and find a way to do it, will the cassava farms be enough? Will the palm estates be enough? Will the timber in the forest be enough? What if everybody, because this thing I'm telling you, it is only less than 1% that are currently doing it. Think about it. The whole timber, let me ask you a question. In your village, do they cut timber? Does your state supply wood to the country? There are just 5 states in this country that supplies all the timber that we need. 5. And in that 5 states, not everybody does timber. In that 5 states, you can go to a whole community and only 5 people are doing timber in the whole community. So you're looking at less than 0.0001% of the population involved in timber. So you can see that the number of people who are doing it are less than the number. In fact, many of you do not even know that it is possible to make money from things like you didn't know. You didn't even think it. So we started asking questions. If everybody understands this, if the first question I asked myself, because I'm a person of scale, I said, if 1 million people jump into this business, where will they see the farm? I did my research, I did my math, and I realized Nigeria has enough land to accommodate everybody. You understand what I mean? Nigeria has enough land to accommodate everybody. And that was when I decided we can push this further. We can push this forward. We can help a lot of people to get involved in this. What did we do? Now listen carefully, because I'm getting to the juicy part, because many of you are already asking the question, okay, now we've heard this, what is this opportunity and how can we also take advantage of it? Let me say this to you. It will always be that the number of people who have access to farmlands will be lesser than those who have access. The number of people who have access to farmland will be lesser than those who don't. Majority of you know the benefit of farming. Every day you go online, you see, farming, let us do farming. Everybody is saying it. Everybody. How many people will eventually do farming? How many? How many people will finally understand that, maybe I could do farming? So there's a large number that knows that farming is lucrative, but there's a less number that can ever farm. There's a very little number that will ever be able to farm. The reason is because, let me tell you, many of you don't have access to land. And those of you who do, don't have the money to develop. You might think agriculture is the only thing. Agriculture needs more capital than anything you can ever imagine. Agriculture is highly capital intensive, unless you want to plant the one you will eat. Even the one you will eat self. Agriculture is highly capital intensive. If you want to do it at the scale, you see what we're saying, how to make millions from agriculture and farming. Many people will do farming, not many people will be rich by it. It's the truth. So we have to devise a strategy that allows people to really do it as a business on a consistent basis and make money from it on a consistent basis as well. And that's what I am sharing with you tonight. Okay? So the first thing that we did was that we decided, I wanted to demonstrate some things for you on the board, but we decided that, listen, there will be quite a fewer number of people who are going to be able to do this. So this is what we're going to do. All right? We created 4 levels of 4 steps for anybody who wants to own a farm. 4 things they're going to be able to do. Now, if you pay attention now, you're going to hear a lot of things and you're going to understand a lot of things. The first thing is that we need farmlands. Somebody, you can type, we need farmlands, so that I know you're following me. Say, we need farmlands. And not just a few, we need a lot of farmlands. We need quite a lot of farmlands. So how do we get a lot of farmlands? We get a lot of farmlands by having a lot of farmers. So the first challenge we encountered was that in trying to buy farmlands from farmers, not everybody wants to sell. There are some farmers who still want to process their thing. Some farmers don't want to sell to anybody. We discovered it. Because every idea has a challenge. We discovered not every farmers are interested in selling to you. Not every farmer is even interested in talking to you about it. That was what we discovered. So how do we convince them? Because again, I believe that every farmer wants to make money. And we started the program, started teaching them, showing them the opportunities that also lie in selling these farmlands to us. We helped them see that. We gave them programs that incentivize them. Currently, we have an office in those localities where they can go and access interest-free loans to help them in their farming expedition. So what we did was that we helped them see how we can help them farm more. We're helping the country as well. So, for example, if you own a farm and we want to get that farm from you, what do? We meet you, we say, Mr. So-and-so, we want your farm. They say, oh, I don't want to sell. And we say, okay, if you don't sell, no problem. We're going to your neighbor. We'll buy from your neighbor. And next year, if your neighbor sold a farm of what 1 million naira to us, next year, we're going to, when your neighbor is ready to plant, not next year, it's usually the same year, but sometimes the same month, sometimes 2 months after, when your neighbor is ready to plant, we'll support him with half of whatever he sold to us. So if he sold to us 1 million naira, we'll give him 500,000 naira extra to plant a farm. Now, in these places where they have land, 500,000 naira on the farmland, they will be able to get up farms that they can sell for up to 3 million naira. And we'll do these things with them. That was the kind of conversation we started having. There are different ways to gather the community around. And when we did that, when you have over 500 farmers, at least 50 will be willing to sell to you. And those 50, many of them have several acres. And that was how we devised the means. We are still in one local government currently, and there are about 8 that are willing to sell farms to us. I'm talking of cassava. There is palms. So we discovered that the farm itself that we need is not limited. We have quite a lot that we can go for, and that was when we brought this up. Now, we've been doing this. Many of you who are listening to us for the first time, we've been doing this for several months. This is not the first time. We've been doing it for many years actually, but there are people who are listening to us who have been doing it with us for several months. The company has been registered for more than 2 years now. And there are many people who have been working with us for months. And they are here. Some of them are listening and watching this video, and they've been making money from this strategy that we've been sharing. And when I say making money, it's not because I don't really like sharing a lot of testimonials, but maybe I'll try tonight. I'm not talking of I'm talking of millions. I'm not talking of 100,000. No, I'm talking of 3 million, 2 million, 5. There are people who are listening to me who have made more than 6 million. I believe there's somebody who is listening to me who has made up to 10 million naira from these things that we're talking about. So it's not news. It's not something that we are just sharing because we want to say, no. People are making real money. When I mean real money. And now I want to talk to you about how they make money. Okay? I'm going to drop this phone I'm holding because that's where my Telegram is. But if you can still hear me, please indicate. If you can hear me on Telegram still, please let me know. My hand they pay me. Let me know if you can hear me so that I can speak on. Can you hear me on Telegram? Can you hear me clearly? Okay, loud and clear. So let's go. Now, we got farmlands, we got all of that. Now, this is what happened. We went to the farmers, we look at them and say, Mr. Joe, you have a farm, right? We're going to buy it. Now, we said we want to make farmers kind of money without doing farmers kind of work. You understand that? We want to make farmers kind of money without doing farmers kind of work. So you are a farmer. Should I call you a hybrid farmer or a lazy farmer? Let me use a lazy farmer. You are a farmer who didn't plant, who didn't wait, but you are making money from agriculture. How do you do it? You only take the opportunity of those who have planted. So we buy mature farms from them. We buy mature farms. Pay attention. We buy mature farms. Let's say cassava farm. We buy mature cassava farms. We rent palms you can't buy because you don't harvest it out of the ground. Cassava, you uproot everything, of course. Palms, we rent mature palms. We rent mature cocoa. We have a farmland. We have a rainforest for timber. Unlimited. Thousands of hectares, actually. Don't tell me about deforestation, please. You are sitting on a wooden chair right now. Okay? Your roof is with wood. I beg. Let's respect ourselves this evening. Okay? So, we buy these farms from them. And when we do, we process the farm. When we process the farm, we take the produce to the market. When we take the produce to the market, we sell and make profit. The beautiful thing is that the other person who goes to buy Gary from a place where it's cheap to go and sell does not make as much money because we are not buying as wholesalers. We are farmers. We buy the farmlands And this is not a practice that is only in Nigeria. Somebody was telling me that many, many years ago, he saw something like this in South Africa, that he's wondering, how did I get this kind of idea? I said, it's always been there. That the greatest innovation is usually about taking what is uncommon and making it common. You understand that? It's taking what is uncommon and making it common. You take something that is already being practiced, you make it common. There is nothing we are doing now that has not been in existence, just that people have found a way to put tech in it. People are putting tech in all these things, right? The banking system is still the same system, but now you can do it with app. So it's just taking something that has always been there, and that's what we did. We take something that is in the communities, something that has been practiced in the communities, we take it and we make it popular for people like you. That's what we did. We just took it. It's been working. People have been doing it. People have been making money from it. And we said, now let us make it in a larger scale. So this is the pattern. The first step is the farmer, the person we buy from. Second step, you must have labor. Labor is a big factor. When we started all this, what we did basically was manual labor. But thank God there's growth, there's room for growth and improvement. We are looking more now at mechanized processing, especially now that the people who work with us are increasing. The number of farmers in our community have increased. Now we have to be looking more at mechanized processing. More mechanized, I mean, I'm talking of from the harvesting to the peeling to all of that. When we started, human beings will peel, women will peel and all of that. We're not going to sack them. We're still going to find a way to keep them working. But now, if we're going to meet up scale and demand, we have to employ some of those things. All right, so there's labor in the middle of it, and there's the market. Another challenge that people do not account for before going into farming is, where will you sell? You say, is it not Gary? Everybody is buying Gary. It's not always like that. When you take something like Gary to the open market, you can sell at a rubbish price. Take that from me. So the other challenge we faced was labor. Because in labor, Nigerian labor is full of extortion. You understand what I mean? So it's like this. When you drive down to that locality, you're buying cassava farm, many of them are hearing the conversations, the purchase. You bought that farm, 1 million, this one, 2 million. They're just like, hey, and the people now come to work with you. And especially the way we are coming, they feel like there's something special we do with the cassava, the Gary, that gives us 100 times whatever we are buying it for. So they just inflate price. So you see a laborer that will charge 2,000 is charging you 5,000 naira. Some of our people who work with us do not know some of these challenges. These are the things we go through. Okay? These are some of the things we go through. Please indicate if you can still hear me. So some people started inflating price. Oh, it's 5,000 naira that we are now taking for labor. I say 5,000. What is minimum wage? Minimum wage is up to 5,000 in Nigeria. Why are you charging us 5,000 naira? They didn't care. They just charged us that because they felt if you drive in there, you come with uniforms, you're buying cassava farms. So, you should be able to pay us. That's for a day's job. So it was hectic. It was terrible. So we started looking at other means. Then again, the market was an issue earlier, but again, we had already figured out how to do the marketing. We said we're not going to sell in open market. That's one. Secondly, our Gary must be the best quality. People who have tested our Gary knows that it's the best quality. So we got distributors, people who sold to people. So they just take from us. And next year, we are launching our food bank, what we will be using to help people buy food at a more subsidized rate, retail and all of that. When it's launched, you will know. So what we are doing is that we are helping to feed the nation, we are helping to make food cheaper, and we are helping people make money from farming. So this is what happens. When somebody comes to us, let's say Mr. John comes to us and say, I want to be a farmer without planting a farm. What do we do with Mr. John? We say, okay, Mr. John, we have a farmland that you can buy. You buy the farmland, you pay for the farmland, we do the processing of the farmland, our labor. When we finish the processing of the farmland, we sell the produce and you take profit and pay us our own. We often have a 25% to 30% commission on each farm as profit. That's how we earn. Okay? So we created a community of farmers who do not want to necessarily plant, who do not want to necessarily wait, but also want to earn money from farming. So we take mature farms. So for example, if you want to own a palm estate, you have to plant it and wait for 3-4 years before you can start making money from it. But what we do is that we have large number of farmers in our community that have palms, all manner of palms, all manner of palms, all manner of cocoa farms, all manner of cassava farms. And what we do is that we buy from them. When we buy from them, we process it and we sell it and we make money. So instead of waiting to plant a farm first, you can plant your palm estate and wait. But instead of waiting like that only, you can also be making money and be selling palm oil every month, every 2 months from your own palm estate, because somebody is willing to rent out his mature palm estate to you. Or instead of planting cassava and waiting for 8 months, 12 months and all of that, you can buy a cassava farm that is already planted because somebody is willing to sell that to you. And we have made this possible, and that's why we are called Farm to Wealth. We have made farming easy for everybody. Our goal is to help people make money from farming without having to do all the farm work involved. That is what we do. Now, let's talk about what kind of money is made from these farms. You know, we're talking of these farms and all of that. What kind of money do people make and all of that? Actually, let me see if I can share a little video. Let me see if I can share a little video. I'm going to turn this recording to video right now. Just give me a minute. Let me. I'm going to share something with you right now. For those of you who are asking, okay. Okay, I'm back. Let me know if you can see my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen, please. Sorry, the YouTube is messed up. The video is also recorded. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen here on Telegram, please? Check your Telegram. You should be able to see my screen. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? Okay, hold on. I'm going to share that again. Sorry. How about now? Can you see it now? Can you see it now? Can you see it now? Okay, great. All right, so let me take you down somewhere. As what you can see here on the screen are some of the testimonials of people who are already working with us. Can you see that well? Now, these are testimony. Now, currently, we have hundreds of farmers who are already earning money through this pattern with us. And all of these are their testimonials. All of these. This is just a few of them. We have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of testimonials. Now, what we do basically is that we take these farms, we run them for you, we process them for you, we help you run the farms. That's all we do. We buy, we process, we sell produce. We buy, we process, and we sell the farm produce on your behalf. That's what we do. We buy the farm, we sell the produce, and we process it, and we sell the produce. Okay? And what this means is that every single person can now own a farm. Everybody can own a farm. Everybody. It's no longer a matter of, do I have to plant first then wait? Now, we have farms we are planting as well. But the moment we were able to build a business out of the consistency of farming, where somebody can earn from farming on a monthly basis, how do you do it? Do you have to plant and wait? No, you don't have to plant and wait. You buy a mature farm. That's basically what farm to wealth. And there is no other company that does this. No other business does this. No individual does this. Only farm to wealth. You can visit our website on farmtowealth.com. Now, if you want to own a farm, this is what you do. Pay attention now. I'm about to get to the other part where many of you are already asking, okay, now how do I own a farm? If you want to own a farm, please, if you're listening to this voice note, this class now, and you own a farm with us, can you indicate, please? Just indicate. Don't worry, nobody is looking for you. Indicate. If you own a farm and you are here, just indicate. I've stopped sharing my screen, actually. If you own a farm with us, indicate, say, I do. Just type, I do. There are quite a few people here who own farms with us already. So how do you own a farm? You listen to what I'm saying right now. Let me share some of the profit percentage that we have experienced over time. Now, we don't do, when you do this one, we're not an investment company. We don't do investments. We are not any of that. What we do is that we buy farmlands on your behalf, process farmlands on your behalf, and sell the produce on your behalf. Basically, that's what we do. And many times when people are looking at us like, if you can process the farmlands yourself, you can come and do that. Okay, we don't have any issues. We can just buy for you. Then you come process, we take our profits, and you go your way. We have created something that is revolutionary in Nigeria. To continue this, we will empower more farmers to plant more and buy it from them. Companies do this all the time. So that's what we have created. We want everybody to go into farming. What this means is that we can get thousands and thousands of farmers empowered. And we can get many people who are corporate individuals living abroad, any part of the world, to own farms and make money from farming without having to go through all the process of farming. And I think that's something amazing that we have done right there. Now, to own a farm, there are 4 major place areas. Somebody is asking, where are these farms located? We are basically dealing with Cross River State for now, because we realized, first, that's where I had footing when we started. And secondly, it's untapped for agriculture, basically. Those people who understand will know exactly what I'm saying. There are 4 major areas that we focus. We focus on timber, and we'll add more much later, but not now. We focus on timber, palms, cassava, and cocoa. Those are the 4 major areas that we focus on. And why do we focus on these 4? The basic answer is simple. Have you ever seen somebody struggling to sell timber? There are just 5 states that produce wood, for Christ's sake. So the demand and supply metrics is actually off the roof. So the demand is always higher than the supply with timber. Palms, Nigeria is still deficient when it comes to palms. Cassava, we don't export anything when it comes to cassava. This Thailand produces 50% less cassava than Nigeria and Thailand made $1 billion US from cassava export. We are producing like twice what Thailand produces, and Thailand made $1 billion from cassava, and Nigeria made $1 million in the same year. You can check the difference. Over $999 million difference is what Thailand made, and we produce more than them. So what's the problem? So we have identified areas that has huge opportunity, less tapped, and has the ability to continue running for the next 5, 10, 15 years. What will make a Nigerian not to drink Gary? What will make him not to eat Eba? Cocoa, chocolate. Cocoa is actually a huge commodity right now because there's also more demand than there is supply. So chocolate comes from cocoa. Europe is coming for this. Ghana is making a lot of money. Senegal is making a lot of money from cocoa. We don't have as much cocoa as they do. However, we have the potential to have more. So we focus on these areas. These are the areas we've identified that, okay, these are the things that can make us money both locally and internationally. So how do you become a part of this? Now, the people who have owned timber with us, they know that what we do is that when you get involved in timber, we process timber within 60 days for you. 60 days. And what that means is that you don't have to buy the land. What you do is we have the trees in the farm. We cut down. You invest in operation. Operation is the people who cut it, the people who carry it, the people who transport it, and all of that. Basically, that's what the people who work with us in timber pay for. Then we handle all the business side of it and sell that timber. And from my experience, people have been able to make between 40% of their money to 45% of their money. In fact, the last one we just paid, we paid somebody from their timber proceed last 2 days, and the person made 1,050,000 naira from timber. That's one. So timber is another huge one that there's a lot of money in. It doesn't fail easily like that because there's always that demand for it. So I'll touch back on that later. For cassava, we have always seen profit of between 18% to 25%, depending on the period, depending on the time. And we have people who have earned hundreds and hundreds of thousands from dealing with cassava with us. Now, let me give you the prices of these farms because being that we have been in the market for a while, we've been able to add figures and add measurements to each of them. Cassava farm, one plot of cassava farm is 104,000 naira. That's one plot. And this one plot includes the labor fee. Labor fee is 20,000 naira. Then the cassava farm itself is 84,000 naira. That's one plot. And this evening, we're going to be giving out 3 plots to 3 lucky winners. Okay? With documents and everything. Now, everything we're talking about here has documentation. Okay? 84,000 naira for a plot of cassava farm, 20,000 naira for labor. Now, when you add this together, it's 104,000. But at the end of this meeting, we're also going to be giving discounts on the cassava farm because some farmers are good enough to do that for us. So 104,000, and you expect a profit of between 18,000 naira on that one plot to 25, 26, and sometimes up to 27,000 naira. Now, in recent times, we've seen a jump. Many people who have been working with us for a long time are lucky enough to have earned 30-something thousand from a plot and all of that. Some have earned 20-something, some have earned 30-something. Many of them, the last people we paid earned 31,100 and all. However, with the period we're in, and because many of you are new to what we are doing, we're going to give you the rate that we are seeing at the moment. Then secondly, we have cassava, we have palms. For palms, palms is not like cassava. Cassava you harvest in 1 month, you're done, or 60 days, you're done. But with palms, it's a bit different because you have to own the palm for an entire year. The palm produces every month, sometimes every 2 months, and all of that. If you maintain it well, it can produce every month for you. Now, the palm estate you own for 1 year, we estimate, based on experience and other things we've seen, 120% is it. So let me put that in perspective. A palm estate of 1 million naira gives you 1.2 million in a year. And a plot of palm is 250,000 naira. Then labor is 100,000 naira per plot. You can't go below 3 plots. It has to be 3 plots at least. Okay, that's the second thing that I need to. That's it about palms. So palms, the profit is 120 in a year. And for cassava, we run cassava. The first entrance is 60 days because of your documentation and the rest of them. You don't own the land, just the product on the land. 60 days for cassava, the first 60 days. After that, you are 45 to 60 days. Then after that, 30 to 45 days. That's when you start processing your farm. So when we buy a farm for you, if you're a new buyer, it's going to take us 45 to 60 days to process that farm, your documentation and the rest of them, and sell the produce, and you get paid. We take our part. Our part is 25%. It's standard 25 to 30%, depending on what you're buying. Cocoa and palms are similar. Cocoa is also 120% in a year. Cocoa is also 120% in a year. So again, 1 million naira cocoa gives you 1.2 million naira as profit in a whole year. Now, this is the breakdown. For timber, timber is 60 days as well. 45 to 60 days. In 45 to 60 days, timber, the least you can start timber with is 2 million naira. But in 45 to 60 days, that money would have yielded 40% of it would be 800,000 naira at least. So these are some of the figures that you need to understand as we explain. Now, before I proceed to say any other thing, and I know many of you have questions, I am going to call out a few phone numbers, which are our salespeople and our team that you can talk to for more inquiries. And if you want to own your own farms, our office is in Lekki Phase 1 here. You can always visit us anytime. And we also have an office in Cross River State, close to the farm, where we run the farm activities from. And we have an office here in Lagos State, Lekki Phase 1. Some of my team members are going to put that in the group now. The office is number 15A, Captain Olajide George Street, Lekki Phase 1. Please, somebody should help me type that down. And the phone numbers that you can reach out to, I'm going to call them out now. There are about 3 phone numbers that you can reach out to right now and start your journey into this farming. Before you ask any question, let me do this immediately. The first phone number here is Mrs. Edith. It is 0. If you're not in Nigeria, let me put the +234. +234 070 4826 700. That's Miss Edith. 070 4826 700. They're also going to post all these 3 numbers on Telegram. Okay? Then Samuel, Mr. Samuel, is 090 +234 again if you're not in Nigeria. 090 164 121 758. Mr. Samuel, once again, 090 164 121 758. Then Mr. Kachi, 091 638 44 589. Let me call Mr. Kachi again. 091 638 44 589. These are the phone numbers that are dedicated for these things. They're going to help you, explain to you, help you understand, and help you with the inquiries. If you want to own a farm, they'll give you all the information you need. Now, I'm going to open the floor up for questions. If you have questions, this is the time to ask. I am willing to answer every single question. If you have questions, you can ask right away. The phone numbers are being posted. You can also visit our website, farmtowealth.com, and you can also visit our product page and get more information on some of the things I just shared right now. Okay, if you check Telegram, you will notice that they have posted the phone number already. If you check Telegram, you will see that. Kindly call any of the numbers, send them a WhatsApp message to own your own farm. Now the place is open for questions. Go on and ask questions now. You can type out your questions and I will answer them. Okay, people are typing. Okay, are there questions? Any questions? I'm still waiting. The website is farm2well.com. Then the other, you can also visit our products page and see our products for yourself. Just go to Own a Farm, click on the menu, go to Own a Farm. Okay, so there are questions here. When does your investment expire? First of all, we don't do investment. We always like to correct that. What we do is we are like the man in the middle, helping you buy a farm, processing it, and selling it on your behalf. That's what we do. We are the men in the middle. We're not an investment company. We don't do investment. We simply are there to help you own farms, and also we make profit from your profit as you make profit. Now, once you process your farm, there are different packages there are packages that are for 1 year, there are those that are for 6 months, which means we always have to buy farms for you. If you're doing something like palm, it's 1 year, it cannot be 1 month because your palm will be there for 1 full year. If you're doing cocoa, it's 1 year. If you're doing timber, it's 60 days at least, okay? And there is packages for 6 months, 1 year, 12 months, 8 months, and all of that. Yes, the payment is one-time payment. Once you buy a farm, it's once. You don't have to buy that again. Okay, once you buy a farm, you don't have to buy that again. Now, there's a correct link in one of the comment section, and I'm going to post another one now. I just posted the link that you can visit. This is our product page. All our farms are there. You can see what farms are available, how to go about it, and all of that. So go on, ask your questions. I'm here to answer. Okay, cassava farm runs for, like if your farm is 3 plots, for example, the moment we finish harvesting everything on your farm, that's it. It's the end of that farm. So the other thing is that you buy another farm. You understand that? So after every tenure, you buy another farm. Once we are done harvesting what's on your farm, you buy it, we sell it, and you buy another one. So the cassava farm lasts as long as there is crops on it, and we give you time frame that we'll use in harvesting that. That's why we say 60 days, 45 to 60 days is what it takes us to harvest your farm out. Is there an insurance coverage on your part for the farm in case of any unforeseen circumstances? Well, the major thing here with insurance is that if you have done your research, you will notice that no insurance company insures agriculture. It doesn't happen because in Nigeria, agriculture is actually risky. But the difference with what we do is that before all of this, we did our study and we know areas that has security issues with farming. And I can mention them, but not to dishonor any state, but this is what we experience in Nigeria. The place where we farm does not have this kind of issues. That's one. And secondly, the other insurance is that we are not planting and waiting. We are taking advantage of farms that are already mature. So you have a short period of time to process that farm before anything even starts going bad. And we've been doing this for many, many years. So for example, somebody who owns cassava is going to, the cassava farm is going to last for 60 days at most. That's what's going to happen. At most, that's the number of days it's going to take for us to process your whole farm and sell the produce. So insurance, that's the kind of insurance we have. I'll call it assurance rather. We've been doing this for a while, and you can as well follow up on what we are doing and see what we are doing. This is not something that has a lot of risk, which is why we're actually taking advantage of this and talking to more people about it. There is a website, I'm going to share the website link. What's the minimum hectare one can own? When it comes to cassava, I think it's an acre, 6 plots. Tell me, I just shared the link under your comment. How long does the returns last, and how many times do you earn from a cassava in a year? No. You don't earn many times. Once your farm is done, it's done. You can buy another one with your same capital, okay? So, for example, let's say you buy a cassava farm of 1 million naira, right? And we process that farm for you. When we are done processing the farm, you can take your profit, right? And tell us, see, take my capital, buy another farm for me, right? Then we go and buy another farm for you. So basically, that's what happens with cassava farms. So when we are done processing your farm, we buy another one for you if you want. Many of the people who have been working with us have been working for months, some even up to almost a year, some up to a year. And that's what they've been doing. After we finish processing the farm, they buy another one, we process it again. That's basically how it works. Okay, I think I've answered all the questions in this area. Let me go somewhere else. So after I process, capture, correct. So after I process a timber farm for 2 million, since the process time is 60 days, which is 2 months, right? So I can still have my capital. Yes, you can still have your capital back and 40% ROI. Yes, you can. Do I see what I'm buying before I pay? If you want to, you can come to the farm, but I can assure you before you get to the farm, people who are willing to buy from us from afar would have bought what you want to buy. What you need to understand is that these farms are real, and we are going to actually help a lot of people, as we are already doing. You can visit our website and see what we do. You can visit any of our platforms and see. You can scroll through even this Telegram channel where you're listening to us from now and see what's going on. It's massive. It's not new. People are already doing this. Now, for you to start, I'm going to call out the phone numbers again. If you want to start, these are the phone numbers to call. Please pay attention now. Miss Edith, 070. If you're in Nigeria, if you're not in Nigeria, please add +234 070-4826-7003. I'm going to call that again. 070-4826-7003. 070-4826-7003. That's the number you call. That's the number you message on WhatsApp, and she will help you start the process. Mr. Samuel, 09164-121-758. I'll call that again. 09164-121-758. Mr. Kachi, 09163844589. Mr. Kachi again, 09163844589. These are our team members who are in charge of the conversations around sales. Talk to them and they will help you start your own farm and take it up from there. Any more questions I have not attended to? Okay, in the absence of any other questions, sir, please, this cassava farm, do you mean the person is, yeah, you can own more than one. What's the minimum amount of farm one can buy? 1 acre, 6 plots. Now, to the bonus that I talked about for those people who have been here to the end of this event, I want to help 3 persons own a farm, and we're going to choose randomly. We're going to choose randomly. And what's the criteria? No criteria, just for showing up for this class. We are going to make that possible for you. Are you ready? If you're ready, we can get this done right away. Okay? I'm going to drop a new post, all right, on the Telegram channel. A very new post. That's where all the comments of what I'm talking about is going to go. All the comments, everything I'm talking about, all the comments should go there. And my team will select 2 winners and reach out to them and share them with me, and then reach out to them and we will take it up from there. I'm going to make a fresh post. Please engage with that particular post. I'm going to type and post now. Do you want to own a farm? That's the post. Now, you don't have to answer yes or no and all of that. The criteria for winning is simple. Okay? Are you ready? The criteria for winning is simple. Explain something you understand about farm to wealth in the comment section. My team will be watching and we'll share the winner on Telegram live, just on this same Telegram channel. All right. Under this, do you want to own a farm? Go there, comment, explain something you understand about farm to wealth. Do that briefly, maybe not more than 5 lines or something. Just make it as brief as possible. Don't waste time with it. Our teams will choose, and then we'll announce the winner on the same channel. So you also have to look out on the channel and be sure that you're part of the winners. Thank you so much for joining. Those of you who want to own a farm, start calling the numbers that I've mentioned. We have it all on the Telegram channel. Visit the website and see things for yourself. Thank you so much. God bless you. Have a beautiful night's rest. I've shared the message so you can engage with it.